Hey, what's going on, guys? So in today's episode, we are going to finally get our rear quarters cleaned up, coated, and back installed on the car for the last time. I don't know how many times I've taken these things off and test fit and test fit and test fit. Well, I guess to give you guys an idea, you see most of these holes on here are actually from drilling holes and test fitting and whatnot. And you can see, some of these being off now and some crossed out, right? We've done a lot of tweaking here, but our gaps on our doors, very, very close, and certainly within gapping and panel matching exactly where they're at now. So today we're gonna do both sides. We're gonna get the quarters back off the car. We're gonna lizard skin the inside of the rear quarters. We're also going to take a wire wheel and clean up to the extent that we can our C-pillars here, get those completely coated and pour 15. And then we're also going to knock out our rear window regulators and get those cleaned up. We got all the soft parts to rebuild both sides. Thank God I left the passenger side in because I took the driver's side out about 2 months ago. I have no idea how it goes back together. So hopefully we can figure that out, get them cleaned up, get them put back in the car, and then get our quarters finally fit and welded in for the last time. So without further ado, let's get these off, get them cleaned up, and let's get them coated. Alrighty, you guys, so it is finally time to fit our rear quarters for what I hope to be the very last time. Now, as these guys saw, first thing we did, we scuffed up the rear quarters here, got these coated in lizard skin. They got 2 really nice coats on here, and I tell you what, it really took the tinniness out of the sound of the metal here. But the coats went on really nice. We got both sides done, got all of our holes punched out, so it is effectively ready to install onto the car. You guys saw then we moved on to the C-pillar here, and had to do a couple of repairs. Now I knew that eventually I'd have to do my drip rails, and once I started looking at it, and I felt up in here too, the rust actually went up a little bit further. So with access, I went ahead, cut these out, had to replace a little bit of metal here on the underside of it, but I didn't really record a lot of that stuff. If you guys are interested in photos, I did put them on Instagram. So you can check those out there. But essentially repaired that metal. I've got some new drip rails on the way, and we'll have to go ahead and install those once the quarters are in. So then took a wire wheel, cleaned up any sort of loose dirt, loose rust, anything like that, cleaned all that up and put it in a very nice coat of POR 15. Now it looks fantastic. To be honest with you guys, that's exactly what POR 15 does. Especially in gloss black, it makes everything look phenomenal here. But it's really nice to see this all come together with seam sealer, with everything cleaned up, and getting it all in one nice, beautiful finish here. And this stuff is gonna literally last a lifetime, guys. This hopefully should be the last time that this panel comes off, at least in my lifetime here. I then went ahead, I took the window regulators, took them completely apart. Now, there's really nothing too exciting to see with that, guys. I didn't really film much of it. But an issue here with the other side now, so you guys saw that side's been redone. I went ahead, rebuilt the whole thing. So you can imagine, this is what a replacement kit looks like. It's basically double this size, but $80 for that. Unreal for a few pieces of plastic and little pieces of metal. But here on our passenger side, I started blowing things apart, and I have some big issues right here with these studs. So I reached out to a friend of mine. He's got an extra set of rear regulators. We're gonna have to get those shipped here, get them cleaned up, and get them rebuilt. But what I did do though, I just went to my local Harbor Freight. I picked up a gallon of Evapo-Rust and let all my parts soak in this, and you guys can kind of see these been soaking for a few hours now, but even just doing that with my finger, you can see, the rust literally just comes right off with this stuff. So, these can't really fit in here all the way, but very slowly I'm cleaning these up. You could sandblast these. It would definitely be a whole lot faster, more efficient, but, it does turn hardware. Let me just show you guys here what it does to, the screws and stuff. So you can see like that bracket, and I'll go back through here. I'll wire wheel these every couple hours or so. I can't seem to find any hardware. But there you go. This was completely covered in rust, but I just let it sit in here, let it soak for 24 hours or so, and whatever you put in there is going to look like brand new. So we got this side rebuilt, all new retainers, new bushings, new everything. We got to grease this still real quick. But the other side, and I'll show you here, I had to do the exact same drip rail repairs, almost exactly the same, as far as where I had to cut these back at. But I went ahead, opened this all up, cleaned it up inside of there, had to replace all this metal here along the edge. And as you can see, it looks gorgeous in the POR 15. So I'm really anxious. I can't wait to get these quarters on. I'm gonna set up my camera here and let you guys watch the final fitment. And again, we're gonna have to put it all together one last time because I wanna make sure it's all dialed in, screwed together, gaps are right, everyth's looking good. And then we'll very slowly start pulling the screws out and replacing with welds and making it permanent. So let's go ahead, let's get to it. Alrighty guys, so our 68 Charger is back together for what I hope to be the very last time I gotta fit these damn panels. Now, you know, to be honest, I think I've had it easier than I certainly could have, and a lot of it to do with just making sure that I pin it all, that I'm measuring it all, that every single time I put this car back together and take it apart, I'm using, for the most part, the same holes. Now, when you get up here to the sail panel, you guys can see, made a lot of adjustments here. And then the screws that I ended up going with weren't even the original ones that I said, no, not that one, this one, I didn't even use that one. So I gotta put another X on there. But, you know, all this stuff is just fitting and tweaking and just fine adjustments. I mean, really, you got to kind of beat it into submission and get all the panels to fit right. But honestly, guys, I'm really pleased with where everything ended up. You guys can see here, you know, our body lines match up pretty damn good. So our gaps here, we're going to perfect these gaps all across the doors, the deck lid, the hood, the fenders, all that kind of stuff. But overall, I mean, this is certainly within adjustment range here. We're going to do a little bit of trimming. I'm going to show you guys how to get perfect gaps everywhere in this car. But to be honest with you guys, for how much this car has been apart, I don't know if I could be much happier. So the valance corners went on pretty easy. Using a cargo strap, pulled those together. But again, guys, there's no real major tricks to putting this car back together. I know I didn't film a ton, but you know, it's all going back in the exact same holes that I've been working with the entire time, all around the car. Here on this side, again, I actually had it tear out in these two holes here that were right on the money, but then with putting a lot of stress in the back of the car, and especially fitting the tail panel on, I actually had to push the car apart, both the quarters back apart, and that actually tore these pieces out here. So we've got 4 screws in her now. She ain't going nowhere, that's for sure. Again, you know, door fitment here, got a little adjusting to do, but overall, guys, I can't complain one bit. So originally I wanted to do this complete install, start to finish for you guys. Unfortunately, I'm a little bit behind on getting some supplies here at the house. You know, I've been asked a ton of times, am I gonna fiberglass the sail panels? Am I gonna lead them? And we are in fact going to lead them. And in order to do that, I had to order some more material. So unfortunately, it's a few days out, and I'm really itching to get this video out and show you guys, because in a couple of days, this car is gonna be final welded together. I've also got the US Car Tool Stage 3 Chassis Stiffening Kit on the way, spring relocation kit, door skin for the other side, and then I think I'm done with metal work, I hope. I don't know what else that I could buy from AMD to fix this car. I guess a roof skin, we could do that too. But yeah, everything went back together really nice, guys. So in the next video, we're gonna make it permanent. So with that, guys, take care. Thank you again so much for watching this video all the way through. And yeah, we're almost to the 13,000 subscriber giveaway. So help spread the word, help share the channel, and continue to help us grow, guys. Really appreciate it. Take care. I'll see you next time.